Now it's time for our second semi to PvT time, as we have in the bottom right. Our blue Protoss player from Dragon Kaizi, this is herO. Up against the red Terran in the top left from Team Liquid, we have Clem. As we kick into our first map of the series. Clem herO, best of 3. Clem redemption arc. Yeah, he fell apart a little bit in that Leo League Cup finals the other day, didn't he? In the reverse sweep by Max Pax, and then the loss to Rogue was unexpected for sure. Get into this series, obviously this is a rematch of the Esports World Cup semi-finals. Winner of this will be fighting, of course, Max Pax in the finals. And Max Pax plays so many finals. It'd be good to see if Clem can get there for, like I say, that revenge. Well, if herO's going to stop him, I mean, if herO stops Clem, I'm all for that storyline, absolutely. Be very excited to see how that goes. Just as we're early game here, I just want to take a quick moment. We do have a sponsor today. And when we wrap up the StarCraft 2 today, we'll... Azinu is going to drop for us here. We'll see ourselves a probe coming around. SCV already played the engineering bay block game to start us off. Cancels that as obviously Nexus now goes on to the third location. Will Clem try and take advantage of that with Hellions? That's something that Clem honestly does quite a lot, so that's why we bring it up as a possibility. Answer so far, though, is kind of just, let's wait and see. As the Nexus comes up, the factory comes in, reactor coming through, SCV about to finish. Depth continues to build right now as well, so we continue to bring that into play. Factory getting ready to drop down onto the reactor. So we'll see the potential of Hellions, and there it is. Hellions on the way, Starport proxied as well. And so Clem is looking to get very aggressive very quickly. This is exactly why he engineering bay blocks so much, to force it to be a difficult defense across multiple positions on the map for the Protoss player, and that's exactly what this is going to become. So again, that's set up as we do have ourselves the Star Gate coming through, the Warp Gate coming by. Hellion is going to be about halfway done in a moment or so, and again just having ourselves the Phoenix chrono boosting on the Star Gate, so we continue to bring that up also. So we get that up and underway. And Command Center continues to come through, the Hellions and the Marine coming about. Let's have our factory lifting off of the reactor, move away to the side, barracks can take its place. For Hellions, dropping obviously can be very dangerous, and that's exactly what they're looking to be. As herO does have the Phoenix out defensively, and that means you can lift up some of those Hellions, take away the one-shot potential of the Hellions as well. Should also be pretty cool opportunity, something we might be able to see go very nicely. Let's just have a couple of Phoenix still moving about. The main base we go. First Hellion gets lifted. Obviously 3 Hellions is still good enough to one-shot, but there's the second Hellion lifted. A third Hellion gets lifted, so Clem's damage output reduced massively very quickly. Very well handled from herO in terms of which Hellions he lifts, but he is still going to lose 5 probes, so some damage still taken at this point in time. Then the Phoenix, the Depths continue to move across the map, so just going to start to get those going out the other direction for now. Marine Cyclone going to fire up. Phoenix taking some damage. The Medivac also taking a few shots right here, so a little bit of damage being dealt. Just going to be seeing the Cyclone. The Marine's going to turn back around. Going to get these Adepts a little bit lower as well. The Adepts is going to shade out. And I would say overall that this is not being good enough from Clem. 5 workers only initially. Obviously Starport was on the map, so it's got to fly home. The Hellions all went down, so they're not still about. His army supply will struggle, and being aggressive from here is going to be a challenge as well, because herO's gone into the Phoenix. Phoenix are going to allow you to play very well, very defensively for the foreseeable future, so It's going to put Clem in, I think, actually a very difficult spot. It's going to have to be a pretty slow-going mid-game then from our Team Liquid's Terran player. That coming online. Just going to see our +1 attack upgrade coming through as well. A couple of shots coming about. Cyclone the Marine's going to be there to push that back also. And Stim Combat +1 coming through for the moment. We get that underway. Second one's going to lock on. The Adepts get chased back out of there. So again, a couple of shots coming through over there. Just going to be seeing the Adepts continuing over. And charging +1 armor coming up. Another Phoenix on the way out as well. Stim Combatant +1. All continues to produce here as our Phoenix got chased away to the sides. Goes back across as our Marines and our Cyclone going to hit in at the front also. So damage being done. Your Devs continue by also here. And we are going to see a little cancel. Man, Clem showed up with an aggressive army much faster than I thought he would. And he's got Stim. This is scary. Gonna step back, obviously no charge, so maybe your best units against this not currently available, just non-existent at the moment in fact. Cyclone locks on, Phoenix takes damage. Phoenix moving back across at the moment, just gonna have ourselves a lift off. herO's negated this initial push at the very least, but you know, step one of that is just a small factor as our Marines and our Cyclone going to come up this ramp. Just going to dive straight in over here. Damage being done right off the bat. As we are going to be seeing the Bio going to continue to sit and fight. More Phoenix, Stalker, and the rest. We come around the left-hand side now as we have a group of units here from herO actually going to decide to go for this. Widowmine goes off, Zella gets grabbed. Marines are going to get lifted up in a big way, but the Phoenix do get target fired down as well, so herO loses some of those Phoenix. Widowmine's continuing to soften up the Zealots. Reinforcements get here. Numerous medevacs as well, just so we ran out of the previous ones. So that's actually not so bad of a deal. We're going to come back over. A couple of Zealots still taking hits. Just going to keep those getting pushed about as we have ourselves the army of herO going to re-engage. The Phoenix lifting once again. A bunch of the Marines getting lifted off. Now going to be seeing the Zealots coming backwards and forwards. Another round of Zealots getting warped in. They put Phoenix push forward once again. Marine Marauder still getting lifted up. Zealots still charging through. A couple of Widowmine shots going to start going out on those Zealots as well. The Phoenix are there to keep the medevacs at bay at any point possible. We are going to keep on trying to push our way into this. Another couple of Phoenix. Going to get Widowmined. And herO's just so... well, he's just so consistent with pushing forwards. He refuses to stop, slow down, or anything. He's going to continue to be punished for it in a big way as well, to be honest. You can see he keeps taking a lot of losses. New Zealots are coming over now. Maybe that's enough to keep Clem pushed back for a little bit. And he's guaranteeing all of these Widowmine kills currently, so just picking those off and trying to make sure that that is going to be a little bit less of a factor as well. And Phoenix going through. We have ourselves as well the +1 attack upgrade also coming about. To bring that online. Again, a few Zealots making their way across. Attack, blink coming through. Grenade there is going to be quite nicely placed into the center of those Zealots, so that'll be a nice bit of damage done as well. Bio continues to step up and move forward. Just have ourselves the few extra Marines on the way out. Again, the Ghost coming up. Engineering Bay and the Armory coming about as well. Continue to get that all settled in here. Mine is going to move itself forward as again we just have our Phoenix. It's going to make a little bit of a play. Medevacs continuing to come through. Zealots warping. We do have ourselves this army of herO. Going to be able to come from two angles. I love the lifts on the Widowmines. We're going to get rid of all of those immediately. Is it still just Zealot Phoenix, though? Do we have the damage output? We need that Colossus. We need that Disruptor really in the production tab to pop out right now and to come join in this defense. The Immortal is a nice little touch, especially against a Marauder heavy force. But especially as Clem has the Ghosts available, it's just going to be so much damage output from him. Gotta know and expect that that's going to be a continued problem. As Zealot's charge forward, the Phoenix come through. We go straight into that. The shot is going to land. A little bit of damage. Medevac peeling away, just pulling back up toward the top. herO continuing to get settled. He's actually going to fly forwards, but the Widowmine's going to be there to continue to threaten to push them back. It's just going to turn that away a little bit. Two upgrades, Vikings, Marauders, all building through. The missile turret coming up as well here from Clem. I mean, he is continuing to improve his tech, and herO obviously finally did start a tech up. All those Vikings coming out, obviously Clem's probably expecting a decent Colossus count, but I think herO's a bit concerned. He got 3 Colossus now, he's just going to go straight into Disruptors. The Widowmine shot going to be good to land on a Phoenix as well, just going to grab that. The Vikings coming through, the Marauders and the Ghost coming up as well. A little EMP comes out. The Phoenix is going to take some shots, losing that energy. Colossus turning around, coming about. It's going to be seeing another Disruptor shot going to land just shy of the rest of that bio. Marauder step up. Just going to be seeing a group of units continue to chase that next Disruptor. Go down as well. Another Disruptor shot fires through here. This force of Clem continues to pressure forwards. Coming all the way down this right-hand side. Now starting to get in toward those Colossus. A couple of Viking shots landing onto them. Well, the Phoenix are going to come back over themselves, pushing back a little bit. That Super Battery still very much so active as the Phoenix come diving back through and back into play. So in they go. The Bio Viking and Ghost combined going to come back over. The Zealot's going to re-engage up through the center, and Clem just kiting backwards. Letting the Vikings pick through the Phoenix. Then we're going to get to a point where the Vikings can focus on the Colossus. That's going to be when Clem can maybe take a bigger fight straight up. Yes, so many EMPs still available. Let the Vikings lead the charge, but the Stalkers are going to blink. That's what Clem will now try and capitalize on. Another Disruptor shot that's going to keep Clem slowed down, and good control by herO, making sure that this dance across the map can be so well placed so that he does not lose the Colossus, and he can continue to threaten the Vikings as well. It's actually been a very good play all the way back here. The control from both of these guys is very, very, very good right now. As the armies are going to look at each other once again. The couple of Zealots are going to charge down this ramp. A couple of Phoenix start a fight. Disruptors available here if they want to be used. Disruptor shots fired don't quite land. The Stalkers get there. A couple of Vikings going down as well. But the Colossus going down here. Clem kind of starting to win this. Disruptor shot lands on the edge of the army at least, so something going herO's way as he reproduces more Disruptors and a ton more Zealots. I think herO is almost in desperation mode though here, honestly, if I had to be completely frank with you guys. Probably going to get rid of the rocks. Nexus in the bottom left going to come up as well. We get that on the way. Stepping forward again. A couple of units going down immediately. Having ourselves the bio ready to keep fighting as we have those shots continuing through. A couple more Disruptor shots, Marauders and Marines all dropping there as well. A little bit more damage still coming out. Now going to be seeing again 16 SCVs have not already gone down. Now the Stalker's going to get to that planetary fortress. 23 SCVs, 25 SCVs going down for Clem. Here on the other side of the map is making some magic happen on the base trade, but is it going to be good enough? Liberator siege in the main base is the sort of thing which is going to be very difficult for you to break into with a lower tech army as herO. Even though it's just a couple libs, now it's going to be 4. And Clem's obviously still working his way through the other side of the map. Clem's biggest issue right now, supply-wise, is the worker count. herO recalls into his main base. He decided not to go up the ramp into chase. But he's going to try and sandwich this army instead. Clem will fight some of these zealots as they show up. Disruptors are going to drop out the prism to start firing. Clem will kite upwards, and herO should already be firing with the disruptors over here. Clem gets rid of one, he gets rid of two. Both those disruptors will not land, and that's going to enable Clem to do a little bit more, but now Clem runs in and he misplays it. He takes a massive connection, and suddenly it's going to be Clem having to lift up and back away, retreating. He is ahead in army supply, but man, diving back to those disruptors in the bottom right was a move that really punishes Clem, because his play up until then was absolutely great. He took that fight in such a good manner, but re-engaging the disruptors bottom right was not the play. That was the misplay, that was the miscall, and that is going to come out to be pretty darn expensive. +3/+3 finishing soon from Clem as well will put him ahead on bio upgrades versus these gateway forces, and now with Liberators sieging across this map, this might start to be a little bit of a checkmate scenario, because we know fine well that Liberators are not going to be dealt with easily by just a group of Stalkers. Portal goes down, Zealots and Stalkers coming up again. Liberator going to show up there as well, just going to be seeing our Ghosts lifting back up. The Medivacs evacuate away, we pull out of there for the moment. Again, just having ourselves Marauders and Marines continuing to come about for now. The Bio's going to come chasing those Zealots. The Stalkers up to the top, going to blink in for a Liberator. Army supplies are even. Scary for Clem, who obviously denied some bases, but did lose a lot of workers himself compared to his opponents. If army supplies have evened out and the economy's become a bigger part of this game again, herO was set up in a better position for that to matter. Continues to come through. A couple of disruptors moving up. They're going to fire in. Ghosts are going to go down to the disruptor shot though. Disruptor shot firing. Bio continues through. Almost Zealots in production currently. Boss is coming online. The next is coming by. Ghost Marines and the command center coming up as well. Oh, a couple of Zealots is going to get shot at again. Libs, Bio, Ghost continuing through. The Bio going to drop into the back of this mineral line. A few pros will begin to drop. Let's see if the boss is actually going to get jumped on here. As we do see the Bio getting forward, going to be able to take that down. Super Battery falls as well. herO on his way over, try and come deal with this. Obviously, would it be nice to make sure we don't lose that Robo. Disrupted, denied. That the Robo is going to stay alive. That is big, because obviously having the next Colossus popping out in the near future makes this a lot better for you, as we actually are going to fight this Sentry Stalker going down. Once more, Clem's army supply is dominating a little bit. The Ghost getting caught with that side, but he's also going to have a drop, and he's also going to clear out these Stalkers. Clem, I think, is on the verge of doing it all. As our Bio continues to fight on through, we have ourselves the engagement just coming in. Zealot Stalker is not going to be good enough here, as the Bio Force is just a bit too powerful. One hell of a game between herO and Clem, as herO was honestly on a little bit of a back foot the most of the game. As we head into game number 2, in the bottom left-hand corner, we're going to have ourselves the blue Protoss player, who is down a game. This is herO. Taking on our red Terran in the top right from Team Liquid, it is Clem. Kick this off, we get this going. We look to see what is about to happen. Honestly, I really liked herO's initial defense last time as well. I felt like that part was actually pretty good against the Hellions. It was the follow-ups to that was kind of a little intriguing. And Gateway and the Assembly coming up, Iraq's and the Refinery continuing through as well. We get all of that going. Gate coming up. And Cybercore coming in, Reaper and the Orbital coming in. We have ourselves the Reaper coming through, the Nexus and the Cybercore coming up. Just have ourselves the Probe and the Pylon continuing to produce in. Reaper going down, Reaper on the way. Getting settled for a few moments. Obviously, Post Youth is this map that has this in-base expansion available to you, so that's something they're both going to make use of right away. Council building on the side of herO, we get that set up. So we'll fire some shots. Reaper will move about, jumping around. And the blink is on the way. The warp gate's halfway through. A couple of probes coming in. Reaper hubs up, Reaper hubs down. And that blink's about halfway done. A couple of gates in the robo facility coming up as well. You have Clem at the medevac on the way out. Widow Mines coming through also, bringing that up into play. Fires, a couple of shots go off. Reaper coming through, the blink continues up, the obs and the probes continue to come around. And the Raven coming about, Siege Tank coming up, the Rax as well, a couple of SCVs coming through. Medevac comes down the left side, Widow Mines going to take some shots, well the Medevac's going to take some shots, the Widow Mines will get burrowed, the probes pull. And she's going to get a couple of probes on the first shot, one probe on the second, it's going to be a probe per mine in the end. The Reaper's going to make it a fourth probe kill in this affair. And herO just going to base, robo base, getting those Colossus up early, while Clem is going to have the Raven to utilize either for harassing or against Colossus, could also be very useful against with some interference matrices. Stalkers coming over, just going to have ourselves the push towards the upper right now. He's going to fight, SCV's pulling in, the Prism going to load up, and the Stalker's going to dance around at the moment. Just going to see our tanks flying away, Stalker's just about jumping out of there. So Stalker's still taking hits, Marines and Marauder going to get some shots off, some damage being done. Seeing the Stimpack Combat Shield and +1 all building up here on the side of Clem. We get all of that going. Focus is going to be there. Raven getting pushed back. He's going to get there. Stalkers going to take a couple of shots. And +1 attack, stim and combat shield all continue to come through as well. Bringing that in for the moment. Again, Colossus and extended thermal lance coming out as well. And Colossus just coming up. The extended thermal lance still building. So you see that +1 combat shield, concussive shells continue to come through. And the next is about to finish up on that gold base. And the extended thermal lance and Colossus continue to come by, get that set up as herO, and then he'll be able to, with that gold, obviously be stretched out, so he's going to be very good at splitting his units and keeping good groups of units together. We'll see how Clem tries to expose that. Just going to fire a few Marines and the wouldn't mind taking damage. Just going to see the bio down the right side. A couple of Stalkers get pushed away. Stalkers taking big shots. And continue to shoot. Bio getting the Stalkers. See now Stalkers continue to come up. A couple of mine shots come in, but I was going to turn around. Sentry is going to get pushed. A couple of Colossus are going to get hit as well. Just going to take some shots. Bio continue to come through as we do have Colossus continuing to hit. Going to see our +1 charge all continue to come around there. Again, this position from Clem already looking nice, and herO supply is just not doing it right now. I mean, the tanks can't, the Colossus can't get in range because of the tanks, and now we're going to go for a drop into the main. And this is exactly what I'm talking about when I say Clem trying to abuse the fact that herO's taking that gold. It's exactly where you can do just that, as there's nothing good here against tanks either. A couple of Zealots move forward. Unfortunately, there's not enough bio really left behind, but let's see what the drop in the main base ends up doing. This is the natural, but we're going to recall in 2 Colossus. No, that's not going to do it. They're going to die instantly. Well, if herO had any chance of holding this, it was not with that recall. That is not it at all. GG's. Should be called any moment here because Clem is just going to have too much. And he's going to have a 2-0 to go with that too much. As he will take this one and advance on through to the Grand Finals. Clem Maxbag's Grand Finals once again in the WardiTV Mondays. And also a rematch for Clem after Saturday's defeat.